What's with the need for firsts? So yesterday we found out we are having a boy. We have a little girl already. When we got home, we informed the family. My parents, because they were watching our daughter, we called father-in-law and brother-in-law. Then my husband called his mom. I guess she's upset she's never the first to find out, and that's with good reason because she likes to rub it into people's faces. For example, when we found out we were pregnant with our daughter, she immediately went and bought clothes, and I bawled because it turned out I was only 10 weeks and was still scared about possible miscarriage. She brought the clothes over to rub into father-in-law's face that she brought the first clothes. Plus, she shared our personal information to strangers before. Today I ran into her at the store and she informed me she bought a onesie. No big deal, right? Well, she told me she only bought it because she wanted to be the first to do something. It was a nightmare with my daughter, her overstepping and trying to do first, and I thought we got it under control. Guess I was wrong. Only satisfaction I got was to burst her bubble when I told her we already bought some clothes yesterday. Why are they so intent on having firsts? They already had their kids. Sorry, I'm just annoyed that I'm back to square one with this woman again. Now, at this point, I would probably say that I think both sides are a little bit petty. The response of the only satisfaction I got was to burst her bubble when I told her we already bought some clothes yesterday. I think that says that's a little bit of a petty response, a little bit spiteful. Um, the fact that the mother-in-law is really obsessed with being the first to do something just so she can go and rub it into someone else's face and kind of show herself out to be special because she did something first or because she knew about the baby first or because of whatever other reason also sounds a little bit petty. And so honestly, I don't think either side here has a leg to stand on when it comes to this. One thing I do find quite sad, when we were pregnant and she went and bought clothes and she cried, the OP here cried because she was only 10 weeks pregnant and she was really scared about getting a miscarriage. That is heartbreaking as a thought and shows to me or suggests to me that maybe how you were really intense from the anxiety side there, that maybe you were a little bit too anxious about the potential of a miscarriage because whether or not the mother-in-law buys clothes is not going to influence whether you have a miscarriage or not. So yeah, maybe it's good to separate. Although again, maybe next time don't tell your mother-in-law that you're pregnant until you're ready to share it properly and you're not scared about other people running with it, which is what most people do when they find out about pregnancies. Also, this statement, why are they so intent on having firsts? Honestly, I think it's mostly motivated by just sheer joy and nostalgia and the desire to experience the things that you experienced, 20, 30 years ago when you first had your own kids again. I think that I completely understand where that's coming from. I think kids bring so much joy and life to people's lives that when they have the prospect of another child coming, they kind of have that response to it again, which isn't to say that some people are not overbearing, and definitely some people take it way overboard, and I understand why you need to say, hey, okay, this is enough, we can stop here. But I think that's where that urge comes from. The comments are a little bit harsh. They'll say some things like they do it to make it about themselves or to have this weird connection with your baby. I don't know, or some weird connection in general that they're the only one in. And I don't know. I think there is maybe some level here where I'd say assumption of good faith is not a bad way to interact with the people in your life, at the very least the people who are family and related to your kid, who want to be spending time with your kid. I was literally about to say lie and say you got clothes already. Like I actually think that if you start participating in that competition, then you are not doing anything to stop it. You're just participating in it and you're trying to reinforce it and you're making it worse. And I don't think that there's any problem with saying, yeah, sure, you got the first onesie. Like if that gives her some kind of happiness or satisfaction in her life, you don't need to take that away from her. It's fine. It doesn't take anything away from you as a mother if other people buy clothes for your baby. And that's okay. One comment here that I found quite sad. I'd never put baby in I'd never put baby in anything that she bought just to rub in people's faces. Uh, I think fair enough. The mother-in-law is very petty with that, but honestly, again, it's just clothes. The clothes don't mean anything. It's really not a problem. Some people will add here with their stories in terms of like, yeah, it's jealousy, because of self-importance, or it's motivated by self-importance, and maybe some aspect of it is that. But I think it's true that people like to feel a little bit special and a little bit important when these things happen as well, and share with their friends that they're about to become grandparents and so on. And I don't think that it's so much that they want to brag, but that it does give them a little bit of a kick and a little bit of a joy to have that as an experience, and that's okay. So yes, maybe this is one of those situations that no one needs to take all that seriously, and it's okay to just let some things go. And it's fine if people buy things that you don't use. It's fine if they buy things that you don't like. It's not so fine to buy things to run over to other people and be like, ha ha ha, look, I bought the thing. But maybe that's then the core of the problem, and that's the type of issue that you should have with it, rather than trying to reduce her excitement in some kind of way.